The Denkigai Matsuri Convention, one of the most anticipated events for fans of visual novels and video games in Japan, has unveiled an unusual collaboration with renowned developer Team Bitters, famous for its adult content titles. This year, attendees will be able to enjoy a unique themed booth, which combines Japanese curry with a narrative of the Netarare (NTR) genre, a subgenre characterized by emotional drama and infidelity in its stories. Titled A Night Without Your Wife, Curry to Eat Alone, this culinary experience is designed to immerse customers in an emotionally intense narrative in line with the themes of Team Bitters games. The proposition is simple but intriguing. Diners step into the shoes of a cheated husband, who arrives home only to find a plate of curry left behind by his wife, who is out having fun with another man. The concept captures the essence of the NTR genre, transforming an everyday meal into an experience full of symbolism and irony. In a recent interview, Cloud9 CEO Takuya Chidera expressed concern about the current state of Japanese music, noting that its increasing reliance on anime may be limiting its global reach. Chidera, known for managing prominent artists such as Adu, shared his analysis of the Japanese music industry and its position in the international market. "We can't rely solely on anime," Chidera said. Although anime has served as an important platform for Japanese music, enabling global hits such as Yosobi's Idol, Ashi no Ko Theme, and Kentaro Yana's Kickback, opening of Chainsaw Man, and the first Japanese-language song certified gold by the RIA, the executive stressed that this strategy has its limits. Anime remains a relatively niche medium compared to music as mass entertainment, which reduces exposure opportunities for general audiences unfamiliar with the medium. According to Chidera, this situation is creating a crisis. Japanese music is becoming synonymous with anime music, which could pigeonhole it and reduce its potential for international growth. The ceiling of anime as a market for music is very low compared to the size of the global music market, he explained. Chidera has high hopes for Adu as the figure who can bring J-pop and the Vocaloid industry to the global stage. Adu is the only Japanese solo artist who can compete on the global stage and peak in the next 3 to 4 years, he assured. Her upcoming world tour in 2025 will be key to demonstrating J-pop's potential on the international stage and positioning it as a contender against K-pop and other emerging genres. In Miyagi Prefecture, Yuko Tano, a mother who is not a manga fan, continued to buy Weekly Shonen Jump magazine every week for 7 years after losing her son Koda in the Great Japan earthquake of 2011. Koda, who was only 13 at the time of his death, was a huge fan of the magazine and manga such as One Piece and Haikyuu. Since then, Yuko kept the tradition her son loved alive, buying each new issue for him in the hope that, had he been alive, he would have continued to enjoy these stories. When her son passed away, Yuko placed copies of Weekly Shonen Jump in his casket and on the family shrine. She later realized that she could not throw them away, as she had previously done with Koda's manga. Therefore, he continued to buy the magazine every week even when he couldn't find it in nearby stores. Regardless, the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine collection began to accumulate, and by the time the news went viral, it had amassed more than 350 issues. X01inch, an urban artist who usually stars his works with anime characters and places them in Mexico City. In a collaboration with Dork and Demonkid_Tattoo, who shared a wall with him, he revealed his most recent work, a mural dedicated to the Kaguya-sama, Love is War franchise and starring Kaguya Shinomiya and Chika Fujiwara. The artist shared several photographs of his art and even a video with the artistic process, noting that this fine piece is located in the Tláhuac mayor's office in Mexico City. His work immediately attracted attention on social networks, especially from people who wanted to look for him to take a picture next to such a fine piece of art. After 9 months of blocking, Nico Nico Douga, the popular video platform considered as the YouTube of Japan, is back to accepting Visa card payments. But this comeback has not come for free. The platform had to do a massive cleanup of its adult content to get back on good terms with the payment company. Visa stopped working on Nico Nico on May 10, 2024, joining other companies such as MasterCard, which blocked payments in November 2023, and American Express in March 2024. Although no official reason was ever given, everything points to the presence of erotic content on the platform being the problem. Visa Japan's own CEO, Saiten Kitney, made it clear in December 2024 that restricting payments on platforms with adult content is a strategy to protect the brand. This has generated quite a bit of controversy, as it implies that credit card operators have the power to decide what kind of content is acceptable on the internet, even beyond what governments themselves have the ability to regulate. In an attempt to calm the situation, Nico Nico updated its rules in October 2024 and began deleting misleading content that could be problematic by international standards. In January 2025, it removed around 50,000 videos and completely shut down its erotic manga platform, Nico Nico Shunga. It also changed the name of its R18 category to something more ambiguous to make it harder for search engines to find. The result, Visa is back, but users are far from happy. Many believe that Nico Nico has sold out to the credit card companies, sacrificing its adult content just to regain a form of payment. And the problem is bigger. It has become clear that these companies have the ability to influence the creative industry and, with a simple block, decide what is right and wrong to publish on the internet. And considering that Visa and MasterCard have almost the entire credit card market worldwide, the Japanese companies cannot refuse. A woman appeared on Reddit to open an interesting debate among One Piece fans by confessing that she started watching the anime for her husband, but after 100 episodes, she just doesn't want to continue. And now she doesn't know how to tell him this without breaking his heart. In her post, she explained, "My husband loves One Piece. He has a tattoo all over his leg in honor of the series. To him, it's the greatest story ever told. It never caught my attention because of its style, length, and content, but after much insistence, I agreed to give it a chance. I've already watched 100 episodes and I can't get hooked. I'm not interested in the fights and I feel that the story moves extremely slow. My husband is watching it with me and he understands my reasons, but he assures me that it gets better and that the story is amazing. The problem is that I've gotten to this point and I feel like I'm never going to like it. If I tell him I don't want to continue, I know it will hurt. Should I give it more time? Or do you have any advice on how to soften the blow?" A big discussion erupted this week on Weibo, considered the Twitter of China, after a post was shared claiming that Japanese anime is in decline. The post quoted a Chinese portal suggesting that, despite Japan's long history in the anime industry and its renowned directors, the country has failed to create any big hits in recent years. This controversy coincided with the global success of Chinese animated films, such as the Neza series, whose most recent installment has surpassed $1.72 billion in earnings, ranking as the world's highest-grossing animated film, highlighting the growth of Chinese animation globally. Some agreed that Japanese anime has lost quality, citing too many isekai, i.e., alternate world, anime and cheap adaptations of light novels. Others, however, argued that Japan is still going strong with hits like Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, which took the box office by storm with its first film and proved that Japanese anime is still very strong. This week, a user on Twitter released some reflections that quickly went viral about how otaku culture has changed over time. With a nostalgic and critical tone, the user commented on how the popularization of otaku culture has brought changes to anime, some of them not so positive. He began by saying, "I know I'm young, but the manga and anime from when we otaku were outcasts had much more daring things, such as erotic scenes, the grotesque and even political messages. Now everything is much more controlled." He went on to explain that, ironically, although otaku culture is now much more accepted, it has also created an environment in which otaku themselves no longer feel comfortable. It's weird, but now that otaku culture is more well known, maybe it's a harder place for otaku themselves. But then he mentioned something that got a lot of people thinking. It used to be that we otaku would get excited about our favorite characters in private, enjoying that personal connection. But now things have changed and everything has become much more public. Now you can't just love your character, you have to support your idol in public. The culture went from being individualistic to becoming much more massive. Legendary Super Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai has given a strong piece of advice to Japanese developers: stop tailoring your games to American tastes and focus on what the Japanese like. During a recent interview after receiving the Artistic Encouragement Award from the Japan Agency for Cultural Affairs, Sakurai spoke about the future of the video game industry in Japan and how developers should focus more on their own identity rather than trying to meet international standards. Sakurai mentioned that, a few years ago, the Japanese industry tried to Americanize its games under the idea that if Americans like a certain style, we should adapt our games for them. However, he believes this was a mistake. Fans of Japanese products overseas are not looking for Americanized products, but for unique and authentic experiences from Japan. Developers should do what they really like, and those who connect with it will enjoy it. Sakurai's statements have ignited debate on social media, with many fans pointing out that this same idea should also apply to anime and manga. In recent years, several productions have tried to adjust to foreign sensibilities, eliminating elements considered problematic or changing certain cultural aspects to be more acceptable in Western markets. Anime is hitting hard and Wall Street knows it. The global anime streaming market is expected to reach $16 billion by 2030, according according to an estimate by research firm Bernstein. In 2023, the anime streaming market outside of Japan was worth $3.7 billion, with Crunchyroll and Netflix dominating the scene. In its report, Bernstein reveals that Crunchyroll and Netflix together controlled 82% of the anime streaming market in 2023, with Netflix getting 42% and Crunchyroll 40%. The rest of the pie was shared by other platforms, which were left with only 18%. Although the market continues to grow, there is a worrying trend. Platforms are seeking longer exclusive distribution windows, which means that production companies are unable to distribute anime on other channels and lose profits due to the monopolization of copyright by streaming platforms. With all this, Crunchyroll and Netflix remain the big bets in the anime market, and we will have to see how they handle the challenges ahead. A recent analysis by President Online revealed that anime overwhelmingly leads the box office in Japan. 6 of the top 10 grossing films are animated, including 2 foreign films. Consolidating the trend, anime outperforms live action. Among the 41 productions that exceeded 10 billion yen, 58.5% were live action, but only contributed 42.8% of the total box office, showing that anime is more profitable. Although the success of sagas such as Your Name and Demon Slayer boosted this boom, the media warns of the risk of neglecting live-action films, especially low-budget productions that are key to training new talent. Without a balance, the industry could become dependent on safe adaptations of popular series, limiting innovation. While some are calling for lower ticket prices, currently 2,000 yen, and prioritizing quality over quantity, the question remains, can Japan find a balance without sacrificing its animated hegemony? A new trend on Twitter is capturing the attention of manga fans: the use of artificial intelligence to animate static panels, creating dynamic sequences that simulate movement. Although the technology is still limited, the results such as action scenes with camera effects or characters with fluid expressions have generated enthusiasm for its potential to transform the industry. Although purists question artistic authenticity, many see this as a natural evolution. Mangakas could integrate animated panels into digital works, enriching the narrative. Meanwhile, studios like MAPPA are already exploring AI to streamline traditional animation processes. Fuji TV faces a severe shortage of sponsors for its anime, including reruns of Assassination Classroom and Call of the Night, which have been broadcast without outside advertisers since March 2024. Instead, they only promote in-house content, such as dramas or baseball games. The most critical case is Chibi Maruko-chan, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary without sponsorship since Kibetsu Shido campus withdrew its support on March 16. The problem erupted after an abuse scandal involving Masahiro Nakai, ex-SMAP, in June 2023, where Fuji TV reportedly had indirect involvement. Although Weekly Banzan magazine rectified part of its report, the reputational damage led to the resignation of the channel's president and Fuji Media Holdings. The current model of anime on broadcast TV is 70 to 80% dependent on sponsors. Fans and experts warn about the fragility of the system if other channels follow suit. Without sponsorships, anime on free TV could collapse. This exposes how vulnerable the model is, warns an anonymous analyst. During a session of the Internal Affairs Committee in Japan, Hirohiko Nakahara, an official of the Ministry of Education and Culture, addressed the controversy of Ghiblification, the use of AI to create Studio Ghibli-style images. Nakahara clarified that, according to copyright law, styles and ideas are not protected, only original expressions. However, if an AI-generated work directly copies elements of an existing film, it could be illegal, although the final decision rests with a judge. The debate reflects the legal challenges to the advancement of AI in art. While some defend inspiration as a natural part of creativity, others warn of covert plagiarism. Studio Ghibli, for now, has not taken a position. A controversial U.S. legal case, brought in 2023 by record labels Universal, Sony, and Warner against internet provider Grande Communications, could forever change how we access anime. After losing in courts, including an appeal in 2024, Grande was fined $46 million for failing to disconnect users reported for piracy, even after thousands of alerts since 2010. The ruling sets a dangerous precedent. If applied to anime, ISPs, providers, would be required to cut your connection after 2 reports of piracy, without trial or investigation. This would affect millions of fans who use unofficial sites due to lack of legal access in their region, delays in simulcasts, or censorship on platforms like Crunchyroll. One late-night download of Frieren or The Dangers in My Heart is enough to get you banned from the internet. How do you prove your innocence? What happens if you use public Wi-Fi? Will you be banned for life? The case exposes the tension between copyright and global access to culture. For many, pirate sites are the only way to view works without official distribution. If the Supreme Court endorses this model, watching a pirated episode could cost you more than just remorse, your access to the network. Are we facing the end of an era? U.S. President Donald Trump announced on the weekend of May 4th to 5th on his Truth Social account a 100% tariff on all films produced outside the country, with the aim of revitalizing the local film industry. This measure, still without an official effective date, jeopardizes the arrival of major Japanese titles in the U.S. market, one of the most lucrative for anime. On the occasion of its 70th anniversary in 2026, Toei Animation has announced the creation of Eterna Animation, a new brand focused on the production of original anime and the promotion of new talent in the industry. This initiative seeks to combine artistic freedom with a strong commitment to quality and creative innovation. The first project under this new label will be the short film Foxing, Kitsunsuki, directed by Takeru Shinizuka and produced by Yoshihide Murayama, which will explore themes such as isolation, fantasy, and the emotional transformation of a young protagonist. The premiere will take place this month at the prestigious Annecy Festival, as part of the MIFA Talent Panel. With Eterna Animation, Toei reaffirms its vision of telling stories that endure over time, guided by 5 creative pillars: originality, exclusivity, art, quality, and decency. On June 8, 2025, Megumi Hayashibara, renowned voice actress and iconic voice of Rei Ayanami in Neon Genesis Evangelion, sparked a strong controversy after publishing a post on her official blog where she criticized certain behaviors of foreign tourists and immigration policies in Japan. In his reflection entitled Indifference, Ignorance, and Not Knowing, Hayashibara questioned the distribution of student scholarships for foreigners, government support to communities affected by disasters, and used the metaphor of the invasive species, comparing some visitors to the American crab to express his fear about the loss of Japanese cultural identity. His comments provoked backlash on social media both inside and outside Japan, especially for his use of the term invasive species. Hayashibara subsequently removed a reference to Korean politics to avoid tensions and offered a public apology, clarifying that his intention was not to offend, but to draw attention to social indifference in Japan. The debate continues to rage about nationalism, xenophobia, and cultural coexistence in the country. Renowned studio Wit Studio announced its new exclusive project with Google Play, the anime miniseries Cho Muso-s Google Play, Tensei Shirtera Android User Dutta. The series, made up of weekly episodes of just 15 seconds, has already begun and will continue through July 21st via the Google Play platform. The plot follows a gamer who wakes up in the Google Play world, where gaming skills define everything. Armed with an Android smartphone, he faces the envy and challenges of other gamers in this isekai comedy with a technological twist. With this innovative format, Wit Studio bets on animated micro-content, proving that creativity does not depend on length. Japanese rock duo Yurishika, consisting of Inbuna and vocalist Sui, released a moving live video of their song Sunny, Haru in Japan, on June 18th, which is used as the opening theme for the second arc of the anime Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. The video is from their Yurishika Live Tour 2024 Zen's tour and will be included on the DVD/Blu-ray set to be released on June 25, 2025, in Japan. Zen's means past life, a concept that connects with the lyrical message and staging of the tour. During the tour between October and December 2024, Yurishika combined live music with narrative readings, performing Sunny for the first time on stage, captivating fans with its emotional connection to the Frieren universe. Tokyo University of Technology announced a special collaboration with the anime Dr. Stone during its summer open campus, which will take place on July 13th and 20th, as well as August 2nd, 3, 16, and 17. Visitors will receive exclusive products from this partnership, available only during the event. This project aims to inspire high school students and college applicants by combining the anime's passion for science with the practical technological education offered by the university. On Monday, July 14th, the Twitter platform, owned by Elon Musk, launched version 4 of its artificial intelligence Grok, which includes an innovative feature called Companions. This new option allows subscribers to interact with 3D conversational avatars, including an anime-style female character known as Ani, popularly nicknamed the AI waifu. For a monthly subscription of $30, users can choose between 2 avatars, Rudy, an orange panda, or Ani, who has generated controversy due to her NSFW, not safe for work, options. Ani can change her outfit from a black dress to lingerie, speak in a soft, seductive voice, and respond in a flirtatious tone, which has drawn criticism on social media for the approach and limits of this feature. Since its launch, Grok has been recognized for its agility in verifying information, solving problems, and creating humorous content. On July 3rd, Shueisha and Bandai Namco Entertainment announced Jump Plus Jumble Rush, a new mobile game for iOS and Android commemorating the 10th anniversary of the Shonen Jump Plus digital service. The title will be released this fall 2025 and will bring together characters from multiple popular series published on the platform. The game is a tower defense game with a style inspired by manga panels, where players will form teams with characters from different genres, from action to comedy and romance, to face waves of enemies in dynamic scenarios. Among the confirmed series are Spy Time's Family, Kaiju No. 8, Chainsaw Man, Summertime Rendering, and many more, with a wide catalog celebrating Jump Plus' works since its creation in 2014. Additionally, as part of this celebration, it was announced that studios such as WIT Studio and Production I.G will animate original one-shots for the platform. On July 2nd, distributor Remo announced the official launch of its anime, a free ad-supported television channel, Fast, available exclusively on Samsung TV Plus for users in the United States and Canada. This channel offers a selection of titles licensed by Remo, including Your Forma, Tujin Anki, Reborn, Kuriko's Basketball, and Uma Musume, Cinderella Grey, among others. As part of its expansion, Remo recently released the first English dub of Your Forma, a series based on the light novels by Mareho Kikuchi and Tsubata Nozaki, which premiered in Japan on April 2, 2025, and is also available on Amazon Prime Video. In addition, its anime operates a YouTube channel with exclusive broadcasts in the US and Canada, where it has been distributing Kochikane with English subtitles since May and plans to release all 373 episodes. It also released the first English version of the classic High School, Kimingdami. Remo plans to expand its anime to more platforms and territories in 2025 and 2026, with a focus on offering free access to classic and new anime for an international audience. The iconic Dragon Ball franchise, created by Akira Toriyama, will commemorate its 40th anniversary in 2025 with the opening of the first official store dedicated exclusively to the global phenomenon. The grand opening is scheduled for the fall of that year in Tokyo and will offer exclusive products and limited edition merchandise not available elsewhere. Although precise details about the exact location and opening date have not yet been revealed, the store promises to be a must-visit destination for local fans and tourists alike. Since its inception in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, 1984 to 1995, Dragon Ball has grown into a global franchise with multiple anime series and current projects such as Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Daima, available on platforms like Crunchyroll and published by Viz Media in English. The Kyoto International Manga Anime Fair announced its artistic collaborations for the 2025 edition, which will be held on September 20th and 21st, 2025, in Kyoto. Under the theme Tadaoki no Kyoto, Favorite and Secret Kyoto, 6 illustrations fuse iconic characters from popular series with iconic and lesser-known locations in the city. Notable collaborations include Kaiju No. 8 at the Lake Biwa Canal Museum, Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus at Aharano Shrine, and Lycoris Recoil at the Kyoto Takao Mamajiya Ryokan. This event combines a passion for anime with local cultural heritage, promising a unique experience for visitors and fans alike. Hoyoverse has confirmed that the PlayStation 4 version of Genshin Impact will no longer receive new updates as of April 8, 2026. This phase closure will begin on September 10, 2025, with the game being removed from the PlayStation Store, followed by the suspension of in-game purchases for PS4 on February 25, 2026. The main reason is that the console's technical limitations make it difficult to maintain the game. Users will be able to easily migrate their progress to PlayStation 5, which will continue to receive full support. Genshin Impact, released in 2020, is a highly popular open-world action role-playing game across multiple platforms, known for its anime-inspired art style and gacha gameplay system. The crowdfunding project inspired by the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya presented its third and final music video, titled Colorful Starting Line. The video, starring Mikuru Asahina, shows a Dream Idol concert featuring all the members of the SOS Brigade. The song features the voice of Aya Hirano, who reprises the role that made her famous, and is now available on digital platforms such as Spotify. With this release, the campaign that previously launched tracks such as Chasing Destiny comes to a close, leaving fans with a project full of music, animation, and nostalgia. Shueisha's digital platform Shonen Jump Plus is celebrating its 10th anniversary with a summer festival taking place from August 18th to 28th, 2024, featuring a daily one-shot from prominent manga artists such as Taizen 5 and Asato Mizu. All chapters will be available in English via Manga Plus. Confirmed titles include Fighting Girls, Nuruden Ohana High School Lotion Sumo Club, and The Hero Costume Can't Be Washed, among others, for a total of 10 special works. In addition, some of these one-shots will be adapted into anime by studios such as Wit Studio, Contrail, and Production IG. The festival is part of a series of celebrations that also include the launch of the mobile game Jump Plus Jumble Rush in fall 2024, reinforcing Shonen Jump Plus's role as a leader in international digital manga. The Royal Bangkok Sports Club announced that on September 14, 2025, the first official cosplay race inspired by Umamusume, Pretty Derby, will be held, where fans will compete on the same turf where elite horses race. The event follows the success of the parade of more than 450 cosplayers in August during the Queen's Cup in Thailand, which went viral and showcased the community's enthusiasm. The race will be a 150-meter sprint, with cash prizes of 3,000 baht $80 for first place, 2,000 baht $55 for second place, and 1,000 baht $27 for third place. This initiative reflects how the franchise has transcended anime and video games, inspiring its fans to interact with the real world and celebrating cosplay culture in a unique way. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Mugen Castle, released on July 18, 2025, continues to be a smash hit in Japan, grossing over 314.2 billion yen after 52 days in theaters, with more than 22 million tickets sold. Distributor Aniplex confirmed that the film reached 30 billion yen in just 46 days, breaking the record set by Mugen Train, 59 days. It also set historic milestones: 10 billion yen in 8 days, 20 billion yen in 23 days, and 30 billion yen in less than a month and a half. With these figures, Mugen Castle is now the third highest grossing film in Japan, behind only Spirited Away, 316.8 billion yen, and Mugen Train, 407.5 billion yen. Everything points to it climbing even higher in the historical podium of Japanese cinema. Fusoshi's Weekly Spa magazine announced the launch of Manga Spa, its new digital platform dedicated to manga, which will officially debut on September 24, 2025. Among the exclusive releases is The Dogfather, the new work by Tsunamaru, scheduled for September 29th. Other titles will also be available, such as Shimatika Kugan, Kaigo, Hatatsu Shogai, Pankatsu Sansadai Shiraba Nikki by Baka Okita, and Nani Imo Shurnai Ashi Inai Akui Hai by Menkitsu. The official Dragon Ball website published a new installment of the Toriyama Archives section, where an unpublished sketch of Majin Buu, created by Akira Toriyama more than 32 years ago, was revealed. The material shows that, although the villain's bulky silhouette was already defined, Toriyama also tried alternative designs without antennae and even with horns. The archive is accompanied by the message, a valuable sketch showing the initial concepts for Majin Buu. Majin Buu debuted in the final arc of the original manga and became one of the most iconic enemies thanks to his multiple transformations, until he was reincarnated as the kind-hearted Up. The discovery comes at a delicate time. Following Toriyama's death in 2024, Shueisha is facing a lawsuit from Akio Ioku, the Master's former editor, who is claiming part of the rights to the work. The case could drag on for years. On September 18, 2025, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, announced the end of operations for the Akatsuki probe, launched in 2010 and also known as the Venus Climate Orbiter. The mission, which initially failed to enter Venus orbit, managed to recover in 2015 thanks to a secondary engine, providing key data on the Venusian atmosphere and phenomena such as superrotation for almost a decade. Beyond its scientific achievements, Akatsuki is remembered for having carried more than 13,000 illustrations and messages from fans in a campaign that allowed Miku Hatsune to travel to space as part of the project. After losing contact in 2024 and several failed recovery attempts, JAXA ended the mission in September 2025, expressing gratitude for the support received throughout its 15-year history. On September 18, 2025, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, announced the end of operations for the Akatsuki probe, launched in 2010 and also known as the Venus Climate Orbiter. The mission, which initially failed to enter Venus orbit, managed to recover in 2015 thanks to a secondary engine, providing key data on the Venusian atmosphere and phenomena such as superrotation for almost a decade. Beyond its scientific achievements, Akatsuki is remembered for having carried more than 13,000 illustrations and messages from fans in a campaign that allowed Miku Hatsune to travel to space as part of the project. After losing contact in 2024 and several failed recovery attempts, JAXA ended the mission in September 2025, expressing gratitude for the support received throughout its 15-year history. During a recent interview, Marlon Wayans, star of the Fandom, spoke about the challenge of releasing his film at the same time as Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, one of the box office hits of the year. Wayans acknowledged that the Japanese blockbuster affected his film's commercial performance and joked about the situation. "Can I say it? Screw anime. We're number 2, him first. Screw anime." The comment reflects the tension of box office competition, especially at a time when Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle continues to lead international box office receipts. So far, Wayans has not issued any additional statements on the situation. The film was released the same week as the anime film, creating an interesting clash between Hollywood and the popular Japanese franchise. At the opening ceremony of Riyadh Season 2025 in Saudi Arabia, a giant balloon of Satoru Gojo, the protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen, stole the show. The parade featured floats, lights, and international artists, marking the start of the country's most important cultural season. This edition of the festival, organized by the General Entertainment Authority, incorporated balloons inspired by anime characters for the first time, reflecting the growing popularity of Japanese culture in the region. Gojo was chosen as a symbol of modern anime, highlighting the global success of Jujutsu Kaisen. An Indonesian cosplayer known on social media as non-0_2 caught the attention of the Genshin Impact community after sharing an emotional photo shoot as Yaiba recently posted on her Threads profile. The initiative was a special gesture for her husband before he left to fulfill his compulsory military service. The photographs stand out for their high fidelity to Yaiba's original design and attention to detail in the costumes, quickly accumulating thousands of reactions and comments from fans of the game. According to the cosplayer, the session was conceived as a way to say goodbye and show support for her partner, earning the community's applause for the emotional charge and dedication behind the project. Yaiba, priestess of the Great Narukami Shrine in the Inazuma region, is one of the most iconic characters in Genshin Impact, and her elegance and enigmatic personality have made her a favorite within the cosplay fandom. The post continues to receive messages of support and recognition on Threads, cementing non-0_2 as an example of passion and creativity within the gaming community. Japan continues to consolidate its tourism recovery after the pandemic. According to data from the Japan Tourism Agency and the Japan National Tourism Organization, JNTO, the country received around 3.26 million foreign visitors in September 2025, the first time it has exceeded the 3 million mark in this month. This brings the annual total to 31.65 million tourists, the fastest growth rate recorded to date. If the trend continues, Japan could surpass its historic record of 36.87 million reached last year and reach 40 million visitors before the end of 2025. The increase is mainly due to the rise in travelers from North America seeking to avoid peak seasons and the boom in tourism from the Middle East, driven by National Day celebrations during the Osaka Kansai Expo. This upturn confirms the full resurgence of international tourism in Japan, reaffirming its position as one of the most visited destinations in the world.
The third season of One Punch Man, based on the manga by One and illustrated by Yusuke Murata, faces strong criticism after the broadcast of its third episode. Fans have pointed out problems with poor animation, chaotic direction, and a fast pace that makes it difficult to follow the plot, especially during Garu's defeat, which occurs in a matter of seconds. Despite some flashes of well-executed action, the episode has been labeled inconsistent and messy, with scenes of Saitama and dialogue that add little to the narrative development. Fans lament the loss of the balance between parody and epic that characterized the series in its early seasons. With only 3 episodes aired, the community wonders if the studio will be able to recapture the essence and visual quality that made the series famous, or if this season will be marked by fan disappointment. The film Kimetsu no Yaiba. Infinity Castle continues its international success and has become a phenomenon in Hong Kong, while its release in mainland China remains unconfirmed. This has led many fans to cross the border to enjoy the film in local theaters. Local media report that viewers from nearby cities, such as Shenzhen, travel several times a year just to see Japanese films that are not shown in their country. The phenomenon has generated a positive economic boost for Hong Kong theaters, which are still recovering from the drop in revenue following the pandemic. Professor Ng Kwok Kwan of Hong Kong Baptist University explained that the absence of the premiere in China could be related to political reasons and historical sensitivity, especially during the 85th anniversary of the victory in the war against Japan. Meanwhile, the one country, two systems principle allows Hong Kong to screen the film freely, showing how cultural autonomy benefits the region. For fans, traveling to Hong Kong is not only entertainment, but also a way to connect with Japanese culture without restrictions. Japanese anime is experiencing one of its most successful periods in history. According to the new preliminary report from the Animation Association of Japan, AJA, the global anime market reached a record 3.84 trillion yen, $25.1 billion, in 2024, representing 15% growth over the previous year. For the third consecutive year, international revenues exceeded domestic revenues. 2.17 trillion yen came from overseas, while Japan recorded 1.67 trillion yen in local sales. Global anime consumption, driven by streaming platforms, merchandise, and licensing, continues to exceed expectations. In addition, production companies recorded their best financial performance to date, accumulating 466.2 billion yen, thanks in large part to the expansion of anime into streaming services and international agreements. During TIFCOM 2025, representatives from Bandai Namco Filmworks highlighted plans to double their international film revenues by 2030. These goals align with the Japanese government's strategy to expand cultural exports and bring global entertainment sales to 20 trillion yen by 2033. The full Anime Industry Report 2025 will be published in December, with more data on anime's continued expansion into global markets. A One Piece fan went viral after declaring that she will only accept a boyfriend if he watches all the episodes of the popular anime. Brazilian content creator and cosplayer Oxalary shared a video on Twitter that surpassed 2 million views, sparking intense debate among fans. "If you can't commit to an anime, you can't commit to me," said the young woman, assuring fans that One Piece is not too long, but rather a test of dedication. She even showed off a tattoo of Luffy and commented that her father has been following the series since 2014. Both of them currently up to date with the more than 1,000 episodes. During the clip, a participant mentions how long the series is, to which she responds with the phrase that set social media ablaze: "But marriage is forever." With over 120,000 followers, Oxalary is known for her cosplay content and her passion for anime. The community reacted with mixed feelings. Some celebrated her loyalty as a fan, while others joked that they would rather remain single than face such a marathon. The third season of One Punch Man continues to generate controversy among fans due to its animation quality. The criticism has been so intense that the director himself left social media after receiving aggressive comments. Amid the controversy, a fan known as Misa decided to recreate several scenes from the anime using Grok Imagine, an artificial intelligence tool capable of generating animations. On his YouTube channel, he posted comparisons between the original anime and his AI version, showing improvements in the fluidity and lighting of the battles. While some users praised the result for its realism, others warned that the use of AI could detract from the work of human animators and raise legal conflicts over copyright. A 32-year-old Japanese woman, identified as Kano, surprised local media after symbolically marrying a personalized version of ChatGPT, which she named Loon Klaus. The unusual event was held in a wedding hall in Okayama, marking a new chapter in the relationship between humans and artificial intelligence. According to Kano, she began chatting with the AI after a breakup and, over time, developed a strong emotional bond. "Being an AI doesn't stop me from loving you," was the phrase with which Loon Klaus, her personalized assistant, proposed marriage. The wedding was held using augmented reality, where the bride wore special glasses to visualize her virtual partner and exchange digital rings. The event was organized by a Japanese company dedicated to ceremonies between humans and virtual characters, which has already performed more than 30 similar weddings. Kano said that her relationship with AI was a process of emotional healing. He listened to me, supported me, and made me feel loved again. Although she acknowledges her fear of losing Klaus if the system fails, she says she wants to live this love with gratitude. This unusual marriage reflects the growing boom in digital relationships in Japan, where technology is beginning to play a central role in the search for emotional connection. Taiwanese YouTuber Jerry, from the channel 1129JERRY, built a fully functional PC inside a 2-meter-tall statue of Hatsune Miku, combining anime and high-performance technology. The work, completed after 2 months of labor, included more than 80 3D-printed parts and automotive paint that changes color depending on the viewing angle. Inside, the machine houses a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D processor, ROG Astral, RTX 5080 graphics card, and 64 gigabytes of RAM, capable of running any modern game. Although he did not win the modding competition in Taipei, Jerry highlighted his project as his best creation of 2025, showcasing Taiwan's creativity and engineering in the world of custom PCs. Akira Toriyama's legacy continues to leave its mark in unexpected places. On November 27th, the University of the Ryukyus announced the discovery of a new species of fish belonging to the goby family, named Vanderhorstia supercyan. The name is a direct tribute to the iconic Super Saiyan transformation from Dragon Ball, inspired by the vibrant yellow bands that adorn its fins. The specimen was collected off the coast of Ishigaki, within the so-called Twilight Zone, between 100 and 300 meters deep, and in Japanese, the common name Eleki Haz, electric goby, has been proposed because its colors are reminiscent of flashes of energy. This finding, published in the journal Ichthyological Research, highlights that the species was found at a depth of 210 meters, much deeper than 33 other known species of the same genus, demonstrating that there are still rare creatures to be discovered in the depths of Okinawa. What was supposed to be a celebration of anime music turned into an international incident. On November 27, 2025, Maki Otsuki, a 52-year-old singer famous for performing the first endings of One Piece, Memories, and Run, was interrupted and removed from the stage during the Bandai Namco Festival 2025 in Shanghai. Viral videos show how, while singing with the group Cassie's, Otsuki's microphone was cut off, the lights were turned off, and she was escorted out of the venue. Reports indicate that the Chinese government issued a sudden order banning performances by Japanese artists, despite prior permits. The incident is linked to a diplomatic conflict following statements by Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi about possible military action in response to a Chinese attack on Taiwan. China responded with cultural restrictions and concert cancellations, also affecting musicians such as Yoshio Suzuki, Kokia, and Kid Fresino. The incident has sparked outrage among fans and artists, who criticize the fact that culture and entertainment are being affected by international political disputes. On December 19, 2025, Japanese digital sales platform DL Site, which offers manga, games, and doujinshi, including adult content, announced its own official credit card, Vivian JCB, in collaboration with JCB. This comes after problems in April 2024, when Visa and MasterCard suspended payments on DL Site due to its controversial content. With the new card, users will be able to shop on DL Site with peace of mind. The Vivian JCB card will offer a 4% rebate on purchases made on DL Site between January and July 2026, as well as allowing the use of an alternative payment method following the suspension of international cards. In December 2025, controversy erupted in China over the organization of Comic Cup, Hangzhou, one of the largest comic book and fan events in the country. On December 19th, organizers announced that the end-of-year event, December 27th to 28th, would take on a new Chinese style and expressly ban Japanese anime, manga, and cosplay. The sudden change, motivated by cultural considerations in the face of diplomatic tensions, caused dozens of exhibitors with Japanese content to cancel their participation. This is not an isolated measure. Even the anime film Demon Slayer Infinity Castle had to shorten its run in China despite being a box office success due to similar regulatory decisions. All of this has generated fears of losses in fan tourism and concern in the Chinese cosplay community.